Alright then guys, so we're going to have a look at the sample assessment materials for sitcom, okay, and we're going to go through some of the questions here. So what's interesting to note is that I don't have the exact timings for this part of the assessment. I don't know whether they just haven't included, in the copy of the SAMs that I've got, whether they haven't included the section of Friends or IT crowd that they're referring to, but I just don't have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to judge it on the episode as a whole. What's interesting as well for you guys to be aware of is that you'll be given 2 minutes at the beginning of the exam to read the questions, so you'll know exactly what you're meant to be looking for when that clip is shown. So you get 2 minutes to read the questions. You're then shown the clip, and during that first viewing it's really advisable for you guys to make notes. So what I would do, given that you get to watch the clip twice, is the first time you watch it I would be making notes for question 1, and then the second viewing make notes for question 2. Now in between the first and second viewing, in this instance you'd have 6 minutes to make further notes. It depends how long the clip is. Normally the clip would be somewhere between 3 to 4 minutes. It wouldn't be any longer than that, so that they can give you this time to make notes, and also then so that you've got roughly 1 hour 15 minutes then to complete the other sections of the exam. So let's have a look and see how this goes. Also, before I go into the questions, I've not had any feedback yet from this part of the exam, and I've not managed to see the mark schemes yet, so it might be that I remake this video at a later date with information that's really going to be crucial for you guys to be aware of during that exam. Okay, so explore the costumes, connotations of costumes of the two characters within the extract. As we've seen in component 1 questions, we've got these same key terms coming up: basic, satisfactory, good, or excellent. A basic response will get you basic marks, okay? Now it's perfectly achievable for you guys to get into that excellent category. We just need to give details. That's really what we're focusing on. Detailed analysis. Needing some terminology in there. If we can throw some theory in, fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look and see how we do here then. Within the extract, which in this instance is the whole episode, Jen is dressed in smart workwear. This indicates the fact that she's concerned about how she appears in the workplace, making her a stereotypical representation of the female gender. Furthermore, she's dressed in a feminine way, wearing skirts instead of trousers, further conforming to the stereotype of women. In contrast, Moss's clothing does not stereotype him as a traditional male. He's dressed in a very formal clothing given that his job is hands-on. This makes him seem more uptight and is also stereotypically nerdy, which relates to the genre and theme of the show. Now we have to refer to the IT crowd here because you're not going to get a clip on Friends. That's your supporting text, not your main text. Okay, so your clip is almost certainly going to come from the IT crowd, but read the question carefully just to make sure. Read a little bit above question 1 and 2 to make sure you know where it's coming from. Back to the question then, have I given a consistent focus on the connotations? Yes, I have. And I'm going to leave it down to you guys to decide whether or not I've given an excellent analysis. Pop a comment below letting me know what you think. Would I get the full 4 marks here, or do we think that I've not given enough detail? Perhaps that'll drop me down to 3. Who knows? How far are the characters in the extract typical of the genre? Explore 2 characters. Okay, so we've only got 3 bands here because it's worth less mark. Well, it's worth more marks, but you sort of get, you have to explore 2 characters, so you get sort of up to 6 marks for one, and then up to 6 marks for another. Okay, so that's why we only go up as far as good, because they're sort of splitting those marks in half. Alright, so the characters within the IT crowd are typical of the genre to an extent. For example, the characters tend to be over-exaggerated and stereotyped. This can be seen in Moss, who typifies the nerd character. The use of his IT-specific jargon indicates his high intelligence, but this sets him apart from other characters, making him an underdog that the audience can support. This makes him typical of the genre as a whole. However, the characters also need to be relatable, as sitcoms are designed to represent reality. Jen is a good example in the IT crowd of someone who does this. She's very similar to characters in other sitcoms, such as Monica in Friends, as she is concerned about her career and wants to succeed. This makes both characters relatable to the female demographic that shows are aimed at. Now, although this question again is referring to the IT crowd specifically, you can see how I've brought in Monica as another comparison. So my overall answer is based firmly on the IT crowd, but there's nothing to stop me bringing in Monica as friends when we're looking at the genre as a whole. Have I then given a good and detailed analysis of the chosen character and their typicality? Yeah, I think I have at this point. But I would like you guys to judge for me how far the character is typical of the genre, okay? Do you think I've done that? If so, pop me a comment down below. What do you think my overall score for this question would be? All right, final question then, and this is worth more marks, so we've got a slightly larger mark scheme here. Again, still using those same words, so a basic response is going to get us basic marks. Let's see how we get on. Sitcoms reflect the time period in which they were made through the fact that they are designed to represent real life. In the IT crowd, questions around gender roles are raised as Jen is often belittled by the men around her. This can be seen when Roy states that he doesn't have to listen to you, I'm not married to you. The heavy satire of the scene is designed to make the audience question more modern feminist views. Other examples of how sitcoms represent real life is through the issues within society that they choose to tackle. For example, in Friends, Ross's wife is introduced from the start as a lesbian. Although the same-sex relationships were not as tolerated in the late 90s when Friends was made, the producers presented it in a sympathetic way in order to normalise the relationship. Have I given excellent, detailed and accurate knowledge of relevant social context? Yes. But I want you guys again to tell me how appropriate do you think my links are? How far do you think I've gone to answer this question? Would I get that second bullet point? Let me know below what you think I would get. Okay, so here are our key terms for today. See if you can use them within some of your own answers. Perhaps have a go at some of those answers and pop them in the comment section below so that we can all experience from each other and we can gain some more knowledge. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the button below. If you hit the bell icon next to it, you get instant notifications every time I post another video. And if you haven't already, please get in touch through the comment section or Twitter @media_revision. I'll see you guys later for another video.